At exactly 5:47 p.m. on a clear afternoon in the Persian Gulf, 8 U.S. Navy SEALs cut their engines. Their combatant craft medium went silent. 68 feet of stealth-designed aluminum drifting 3 miles off the Iranian coast. Thermal optics scanning, radar signature minimal. The late sun hung low on the western horizon, golden light reflecting off calm water. Their target sat 200 meters ahead, an aging dhow riding low in the water. Too low for an honest fishing vessel. Intelligence suggested weapons smuggling, crates bound for Houthi proxies in Yemen. The SEALs had orders to intercept and search, standard maritime interdiction, low-risk operation, or so everyone believed. The craft's twin 1,600 horsepower marine diesels whispered through water jet propulsors as the coxswain edged closer. 4 special warfare combatant craft crewmen at their stations, 8 SEALs checking gear, night vision devices down, suppressed rifles ready, radio links open to the USS Michael Murphy, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer holding station 12 miles east. The destroyer's AN/SPY/1D radar painted the entire picture. Every surface contact, every aircraft, every wave pattern. The SEALs were covered. What they didn't know was simple. 23 Quds Force operators were waiting, scattered across 4 fast attack boats hidden in the radar clutter near oil platforms. Patient, professional, veterans of asymmetric warfare who understood exactly one thing. American technology means nothing if you get close enough first. 5:49 p.m. The SEALs came alongside the dhow, grappling hooks deployed. 2 operators climbing aboard to secure the vessel. Standard procedure executed flawlessly. Then the afternoon exploded. Muzzle flashes erupted from 3 directions simultaneously. 4 Boghammar-style fast attack boats roared to life, engines screaming, mounted heavy machine guns opening fire. DShKM 12.7mm rounds tearing through fiberglass and aluminum. Rocket propeller grenades streaking orange across blue water. The ambush was surgical, planned, rehearsed. The SEAL on the dhow's deck took rounds through his body armor, spine, shoulder. He dropped hard. His swim buddy grabbed him. Another burst cut across both men. The dhow wasn't a smuggling vessel. It was bait, and the trap had just closed. On the combatant craft medium, chaos compressed into trained response. The SWCC gunner spun his M2 Browning .50 caliber machine gun toward the nearest attacker, squeezed the trigger. 12.7mm rounds punched across open water at 850 meters per second. The Boghammar's windscreen shattered. 1 operator fell, but 3 more kept firing, their boat cutting hard left, zigzagging. A second Boghammar closed from the stern. Its mounted 107mm rocket launcher spoke, 11 tubes firing in ripple sequence, not aimed, just volume. The unguided rocket screamed overhead. 2 splashed short, 1 slammed into the water 10 meters off the CCM's beam. The blast wave rocked the hull, shrapnel peppered aluminum plating. An Iranian fighter fired an RPG-7 launcher. The grenade wobbled off the tube, arced, detonated against the CCM's starboard side. Shape charge explosion. The hull held, but 2 SEALs went down. Shrapnel wounds, blood on non-skid coating. The SEAL team leader keyed his radio. Michael Murphy actual, taking heavy fire from multiple fast attack craft. 2 down, need immediate air support. Roger actual, scrambling helos. 4 minutes. 4 minutes in a knife fight measured in seconds. 4 minutes might as well be forever. The 3rd Boghammar came from the port quarter, carrying something different. A small surveillance drone launched from its stern. Mohajar 4, a reconnaissance platform modified for target spotting. Its camera feed transmitted directly to a command boat 2 miles away. Iranian tactical command watching everything in real time, adjusting, coordinating. This wasn't random violence, this was doctrine. The fourth boat hung back, playing support, its crew wielding PKM machine guns and grenades. But in close quarters naval combat, sophistication doesn't matter, volume of fire matters, aggression matters, the willingness to trade your life for the mission matters. The SEALs returned fire, suppressed rifles cracking, M240 machine guns chattering, 7.62mm rounds stitching holes through fiberglass hulls. One Boghammar took fire through its engine compartment. Black smoke poured out. The boat slowed, but kept shooting. Even crippled, it stayed in the fight. A SEAL marksman found his angle. Single shot through an Iranian gunner's chest. The man toppled backward into water. His replacement stepped into position within 3 seconds, grabbed the gun, kept firing. No hesitation, no fear, just commitment. The ambush had lasted 90 seconds.
Then the sound changed. Rotors, heavy, getting louder. 2 MH-60R Seahawk helicopters materialized from the eastern horizon. Door guns already tracking. Each helo carried a 4-man crew, 2 door gunners manning GAU 21.50 caliber machine guns. And under each helicopter's stub wing, 4 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles waited on their rails. The lead Seahawk's forward-looking infrared turret painted every boat in the battle space. Computer systems processed thermal signatures, identified friendlies, tagged hostiles. The fire control solution calculated itself in milliseconds. The pilot's voice came through calm, professional, ice cold. Tally 4 bandits, engaging. The GAU-21 opened first. .50 caliber rounds at 760 rounds per minute, sustained fire from 400 feet altitude. The heavy bullets didn't just punch through the Boghammar's hull, they disintegrated it. Fiberglass shredded, metal twisted. One gunner took a round through his torso. The impact threw him clear off the boat. His body hit the water and didn't surface. The second Boghammar tried to run, full throttle toward Iranian territorial waters 4 miles west. The Seahawk pilot tracked, locked, fired 1 Hellfire missile. The AGM-114's laser guidance system rode the reflected energy from the helicopter's designator. 20 pounds of high-explosive anti-tank warhead traveling at Mach 1.3. Flight time, 9 seconds. The missile impacted the Boghammar's stern at an angle that was almost surgical, penetrated the engine compartment, detonated inside. The blast didn't just destroy the boat, it vaporized the aft section. Fuel tanks ignited, secondary explosion, fireball 60 feet high. When the smoke cleared, there was nothing, no boat, no crew, just burning fuel spreading across the water. 3 Quds Force operators managed to abandon their crippled boat before it went under, treading water, visible against the blue. One raised his hands, surrender. A SEAL marksman held fire, standard rules of engagement. But a door gunner in the second Seahawk saw something the SEAL couldn't from below. The swimmer's other hand, moving toward his vest, engaging. The .50 rounds hit water first, then flesh. No dramatic explosion, just a man stopping, going under, not surfacing. The fourth Boghammar's crew watched their entire attack disintegrate in under 40 seconds. They'd launched an ambush against a SEAL team. Now they faced 2 attack helicopters with missiles to spare, and a destroyer over the horizon preparing to add its 5-inch gun to the conversation. The mathematics changed dramatically. The boat's coxswain cut hard to port, ran for the nearest oil platform, tried to hide in its radar shadow. Bad decision. The MH-60R doesn't need radar to track a heat signature. The pilot adjusted, fired a second Hellfire. The missile came in low, 20 feet above wave tops, impacted the Boghammar's waterline, punched through, detonated inside. The blast blew the hull apart from the inside. The boat folded in half like closing a book, sank in 17 seconds. 2 Iranians tried to swim clear. One made it, started treading water, calling out in Farsi. The SEALs pulled him from the ocean 90 seconds later. Flex cuffed his wrists behind his back, put a bag over his head. He was the only survivor. 6:01 p.m. The fight ended.
12 minutes of violence compressed into a space smaller than 2 football fields. The Persian Gulf went silent again. Blue water, floating debris, one burning oil slick marking where the second Boghammar died. The SEAL medic worked on the wounded, 2 operators hit by shrapnel, one with a through-and-through gunshot wound in his left arm, painful but survivable. The SEAL from the dhow wasn't as lucky. Multiple hits, spine damage, unconscious, bleeding internally. The medic did everything possible: pressure, hemostatic agents, IV fluids, but some injuries are beyond field medicine. The second Seahawk landed on the USS Michael Murphy's flight deck 18 minutes later, medical team waiting. The wounded SEAL was in surgery within 30 minutes. He'd survive, paralyzed from the waist down, medically retired 6 months later. 28 years old, 2 combat deployments, 1 night in the Persian Gulf that changed everything. The combatant craft medium limped back to the destroyer under its own power. Hull punctured in 11 places, starboard water jet damaged, electronics fried by shrapnel. The boat would need 3 weeks of repair work, but it stayed afloat, brought its crew home. The captured Quds Force operator talked eventually, confirmed what intelligence already suspected. The ambush had been planned for 2 weeks. Iranian radar tracked every U.S. patrol boat in the Gulf. They'd watched the SEALs run interdiction missions, studied the patterns, identified the gaps. Tonight, they'd positioned their trap perfectly. What they didn't account for was American doctrine, the simple reality that no SEAL team operates alone, ever. That 68-foot boat carried more firepower in its radio than the entire Iranian attack force combined. One encrypted transmission brought 2 helicopters. Each helicopter could summon the destroyer. The destroyer could call the carrier strike group. This is the calculus that smaller navies consistently underestimate. You're not fighting the boat, you're fighting the network, and the network doesn't lose knife fights. The cost analysis tells the uncomfortable story. Iran expended 4 fast attack boats, total value approximately $2 million, lost 23 Quds Force operators, years of training, decades of combined combat experience, revealed tactical doctrine, exposed communication frequencies, handed American intelligence a living prisoner. The United States expended 2 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles at roughly $70,000 each, approximately 8,000 rounds of .50 caliber ammunition, call it $24,000, 4,000 rounds of 7.62 millimeter, another $12,000. Total American expenditure, $226,000 in ordnance, 3 weeks of boat repair work, 1 career-ending injury. Return on investment? 4 enemy vessels destroyed, 24 enemy operators eliminated or captured, complete tactical intelligence harvest, and most critically, a message transmitted to every Iranian naval commander from the Strait of Hormuz to the Gulf of Oman. Ambush a SEAL team and you won't face 8 men in a boat. You'll face the entire weight of American air power within 4 minutes. But there's a darker calculation. The wounded SEAL's lifetime medical care will cost the Veterans Administration approximately $4 million. His lost earning potential, the psychological cost to his family, the ripple effects through his unit when experienced operators leave the fight. These numbers don't appear on any munitions expenditure report, but they're real, they're permanent. 6 hours after the engagement, Iranian state media released grainy footage, claimed their heroic naval commandos repelled an illegal American raid. The video showed burning boats. They didn't mention whose boats were burning. Propaganda for domestic consumption. Meanwhile, at Naval Special Warfare Group 2 headquarters in Little Creek, Virginia, analysts were already updating doctrine. The ambush had revealed gaps. SEAL teams conducting maritime interdiction now travel with dedicated overhead surveillance, either MQ-9 Reaper drones or manned aircraft. Always, no exceptions. The combatant craft medium design received immediate modifications, additional armor around crew positions, redundant communication systems, improved counter-drone capabilities. This is how modern naval warfare evolves, not through grand strategic planning, through blood lessons learned at 5:47 p.m. in clear water. When doctrine meets reality and reality wins, you change the doctrine. The Persian Gulf continued its patrol cycle the next night. Different boats, different crews, same mission. The Iranian coast still spawned threats. The SEALs still hunted them. The destroyers still watched. The helicopters still waited. 2 weeks later, Iranian fast attack boats stopped approaching U.S. naval assets. The aggressive intercepts ceased. The provocative buzzing ended. Someone in Tehran's naval command did the mathematics, recognized that trading million-dollar boats and elite operators for publicity footage wasn't a sustainable strategy. This is deterrence in its purest form, not preventing war, preventing the next engagement. You don't need to destroy an entire navy. You just need to make the math unacceptable. 4 boats for 2 missiles, 23 operators for 1 wounded American. The equation balanced itself. At 7:45 p.m., the sun touched the western horizon. The wreckage had already sunk. The blood had washed away. The radio chatter had gone silent. Just orange-lit waters stretching to every horizon, as if nothing had happened. As if 12 minutes of violence hadn't just rewritten Iranian naval doctrine. Some battles echo through history. This one echoed through doctrine. Less dramatic, more permanent. The night a Quds Force ambush learned what American air support means when measured in seconds rather than minutes. When stealth and aggression met coordination in firepower. When the trap became the trapped. They came for 8 SEALs in a boat. They found a network that stretched from the ocean floor to the stratosphere. That's the lesson written in wrecking across open water. That's the message delivered at Mach 1.3 with a 20-pound warhead. Don't ambush what you can't finish. Because in the Persian Gulf, finishing means fighting everything behind the target. And everything behind the target is the entire United States Navy. If you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe and share this video. Your support brings more untold stories of modern military operations.